Okay, so before I begin narrating the lightning shadow, the lightning shadow, 20, chapter 2. Um, the reason why my voice is kind of deep is only because I just returned from a party at a dance, and so I'm just getting this over with, and I'm kind of tired, so this might be a long video, and my sword's just probably gonna be pissed off with me, because why the hell not, because this tablet is old as hell. So we're gonna begin with this. Alright. I don't know if I'll do the voices, honestly. So, yeah. It's time to go! Come on, dude, wake up! Mudskipper shouted, rousing Lightning from his sleep. The sound of fire in the cave echoed throughout the cave as he stretched out his limbs. The sound of Talon's steps could be heard down the cave, and he watched as Mudskipper's tail vanished from the entrance of the cave. He's gonna wake up everyone up, isn't he? Lightning thought, smiling and shaking his head as he walked out of the entrance. Rise and shine, guys! Time to get up! We need to be there early, Mudskipper roared. Pretzel, a breadwing, raised her head to look at Mudskipper with tired eyes. Could you at least wake everyone up quietly? It's natural. How do you pronounce that? Natru? She yawned. It's actually 4 in the morning. Wait, now that you think of it, I don't actually know what time of day it is, Lotus said, poking her head up and looking at Pretzel. Can't you just use your portal ability, like what you did at the bar? Lightning asked. Lotus looked at the red-orange skywing, a neutral expression on her face. Do I look like I want to use up my energy to summon up a portal to see what time of day it is? She growled, baring her teeth. Lightning flinched at her response. He never saw Lotus this grumpy in the morning. Was she always like this in the mornings? Okay, chill. If it makes you feel any better, I'll leave you be and get ready. Lotus stepped over Pretzel and jumped off her sleeping ledge. Good. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go get my new costume. Lightning looked up at Pretzel with a new look of concern. Is she okay? She's just a grump. She's always like that in the mornings. Lightning turned his gaze towards the sleeping cave's entrance. Yeah, I can respect that. I don't really like waking up in early as well, he responded. Pretzel let out a yawn. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Lotus. She's gonna need me with her costume, she said. And Lightning followed behind, turning his head back to see Mudskipper, waking the other dragons up before he exited the sleeping cave. When they arrived at the beach, it was sunrise. The waves were crashing down on the island's shore, and the sounds of waves glanced Lightning's ears. Not glance, oh my god. He looked at the dragons who arrived with him, who were Moodring, Acidalia, Sapphire, Mudskipper, and Pretzel. The only dragon that was missing was Lotus, which caused terror to spark through his veins. Where's Lotus? He asked, panic in his tone. She's just getting ready with the rest of the band. Don't worry, she's fine, Pretzel reassured him. As she landed on the beach. Well, she'd better hurry. She's causing us to be late, Mood Ring grumbled, crossing her talons. As Sedalia placed a wing around Mood Ring's shoulder. I'm sure she has a valid reason to be late, man. You just need to relax before you know it. She'll come eventually. Mood Ring shook Acidalia's wing off her, baring her fangs. What are you doing? She hissed. Acidalia flinched backwards at Mood Ring's response and turned its back towards her, casting a longing glance towards Mood Ring. The sound of flapping dragons could be heard as Lotus arrived, along with a golden salmon and pink rainwing. And all three have the same costume with different colors. Lotus's costume had golden purple shoulder pads, and draped on her back was purple, with golden vines swirling around here and there. The Sandwing and the Rainwing had the same attire, albeit, is it albeit or albeit? I'm not sure. Albeit different colors. Shall we, guys? Lotus asked, bowing down to the others. We shall. The Sandwing replied, nodding towards Lotus. The Pink Rainwing stared at the two with a worried expression. I'm getting dragged into this, am I? She asked. Lotus looked at the Rainwing with a smug expression. Yes, you are, Cat. A Rainwing named Cat with a Mudwing named Dog. What's next? A Mudwing named Dog? I meant to say that, sorry. Lightning thought to himself with confusion as he took off. The group following close behind. The Seawing Palace was bustling with dragons by the time the group arrived. The palace was pearly white, with a banner saying, "Welcome visitors." But visitors were spelled incorrectly. Okay, I'm just out of character, right? Okay, that's kind of funny. I mean, it makes sense. I don't think anyone would really know. I don't imagine, dragons wouldn't even know how to spell visitors. Instead, they would just say guests. Or whatever, I don't know. Sorry, I'll continue. Lightning, is it just me, or is the banner spelled incorrectly? Mudskipper asked. Looking up at the banner, confusion on his face. What kind of queen would misspell something? The Mudwing thought. It's not just you. Looks like other people are catching onto that mistake. Lightning responded. Looking at blue and orange dragonets who were eyeing the banner, confusion on their faces. As they entered the palace, Mudskipper's eyes widened in awe. The inside of the palace was pearly white with veins of gold on the floor and in the center. A red carpet lay from the door all the way to the throne, where a blue and green Seawing sat majestically, looking at her talons with curiosity. Is that Mudwing? Oh my god. Mudskipper asked, tilting his head at the plump Seawing. Yes, Mudwing. That's the Queen of the Seawings, also known as my mother. Now enjoy the party or don't. I honestly don't care. A gray Seawing appeared from beside him, causing Mudskipper to jump. Where'd you come from? He shouted, startled. The Seeing shrugged silently before walking off. Mudskipper followed him with his eyes. Well, that was rude. I'm glad I didn't grow up to act like him. What was that about? Lightning asked. Mudskipper... Oh, wait, no. Lightning asked him. Lightning... oh my god, what is up with my freaking mischaracterization? Mudskipper turned towards Lightning with a confused expression. I don't know. He said... They continued down the red carpet. Okay, Lotus, I think you meant to say as they, not they. So, just to let you know, I mean, you're not saying no, you have to fix that part. You could just leave it. Okay, where was I? Alright. The Queen looked down at the two and smiled, her eyes brightening at the sight of new visitors. Ooh, new visitors. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Queen Angler, she said, reaching out her talon for a handshake. Mudskipper saw Lightning hesitate before shaking her talon, and when it was his turn to shake her talon, he did so politely. You have awesome markings on your scales, Skywing. How'd you do it? I need to know your secrets, she said, putting her face into Lightning's to the point where they were touching snouts. Lightning chuckled while giving a smirk. It was so that they were painted on. Mudskipper looked around the foyer, wanting to find an excuse to get out of this. He suddenly found some stairs that led to the second floor, and an idea came to him. Okay, you guys have fun with your flirting. I'm gonna see what else is going on, he said, running off as he heard Lightning shout. Oh, for moon's sake, we weren't flirting! But Mudskipper was already running up the stairs. When he arrived upstairs, he saw dragons walking into what looked like a seed tree door. Confused, Mudskipper asked the nearest dragon, who was white and black and orange, and whispered, "What's going on?" The dragon looked back at him and responded, "Did nobody tell you, dude?" Mudskipper stared at the unique-looking dragon. His jaw dropped. No, I don't know what's happening, he said, closing his jaw as he finished. Well, let me give you a little recap, dude, she said, clearing her throat as she began. Okay, you know Lotus and Julie, right? Mudskipper nodded. And you know Kat, right? Well, I've only seen her 2 times. One at the bar, and the other when we were about to take off, he explained. Well, they're doing a collaboration with this really, and I do mean really cool band named Huntrix. You would love them. The Rainwing paused as she... Okay, I'm gonna send that was probably like... I didn't catch it. Oh my god, my freaking voice is from... What the fuck? Okay. Ignore that. It happens when I'm recording a video. I probably should have just done, like... Gonna send that was probably Ghost, so don't... Don't judge me. I did Cactus's voice instead of Ghost's, so yeah. The rain paused as she gave the guard her ticket, explaining that Mudskipper was with her, and with that they were allowed to into the concert. I already said that. Oh my god. The room was huge, and the stage had a golden background that looked like light was shimmering into it. "Hey, Ghost, you came!" a sandwing said with a yellow and pink, and had a snake wrapped around her neck. "Finally, it took you long a freaking wrong. Oh my god. Okay, my freaking. Sorry, I read that wrong. Finally, it took you long enough." A green and blue sea-wing grumbled, rolling his eyes. Cactus hit him on the arm. By the way, that's not. Cactus is my OC. She's talking about my OC in this, by the way. Cactus hit him on the arm with the back of her talon. "Oh, Eel, calm down. We're at a concert, dude." Mudskipper winced at Eel's grumpy face. "Oh, moods. Eel's even grumpier than the fact that Great Seaweed I saw it earlier." "And who is that? Looks familiar," a purple rainwing said, pointing a talon at Mudskipper. Ghost's jaw dropped in shock at the comment. You know him? How come you never told me about this, Randall?" she said, sitting down and elbowing him. The rainwing winced and ignore that was my freaking notifications. Okay, I'm turning off my goddamn sound before I get interrupted by my notifications. Elbowed him as Mudskipper found a seat for himself and sat down beside Ghost. "I know him because of the part last night," Randall responded. "And don't elbow me again." He crossed his arms. Ghost let out a goofy laugh. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this because Jesus. Okay, for a second I thought my mom was coming in because I thought she heard me call me. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at this because I usually do like the weird Scooby-Doo looking ass laugh every time and I'm voice acting as her. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm sorry, I'm also laughing at this because, like, here's a fun fact. Every time I voice act as Ghost, I feel like I'm gonna laugh as well, and I try not to. I just like doing that to people. Eel let out a growl. Of course you do. Meanwhile, on the cliffs of the sea kingdom, a group of dragons were lying in wait. There were 7 dragons in total. 2 Nightwings, both regal and proud. A Leafwing, through his wings, were a bit larger for his size. A Sea-Wing with darker blue coloration on the head. A Mudwing whose eyes wouldn't stay open for more than 2 seconds. A Rainwing, although his scales keep camouflaging with the rocks. And a Nicewing whose head was constantly swivel. Or is it swivel or swivel? I'm really stupid. At the sound of the wing beats, the larger Nightwing looked up, his red eyes emitting to a sort of glow when the sun hit them. A duo of Sandwings were flying towards the cliff where they were, reciting, one with a burnt leg and the other with diamond blue eyes. When they landed, the Nightwing approached them, flickering his tail to the others as a signal to leave. "Well, what is it?" he said, his voice piercing with silence with his vampire accent. Or vampire. I don't know how to do vampire accent, so I'm sorry. The Sandwing with the burnt leg looked around just in case somebody was listening. When no dragons were around, he spoke. "We found the Jackal's first location. They're in the Sea-Wing Palace right now, comrade." How could the Sea-Wing Queen not know that they're enemies to her own palace? Have What the heck is this? Piranhas? Oh yeah, piranhas. Have piranhas eaten her brain? The Nightwing flared his wings in annoyance. A low growl escaped his throat. We'll start the raid in a few hours. I want to steal the Jaggal's plans, he said. And that's it. I don't know if there's any more, so I don't know if... I think that's it for now. So, yeah, that's all. Yeah. Make sure you like and subscribe.